So throw that movie butter popcorn in the microwave and get ready for a movie night. There are 2 new flicks streaming this weekend, and we're going to share some nature cinema you can watch to help wrap up Earth Week. Movie reviewer Greg Russell joining us now live from Detroit. And your cousin's not going to call on the house phone this time, is he?
I told him not to, but I got to tell you something. He was the star for 3 days on social media.
The whole family lit him up, I bet.
Oh, right. And friends are going, you still have a landline? And it's like, yeah, doesn't everybody? No, but...
All right, let's get right into this new animated movie on Netflix, The Willoughbys. What's this all about?
This is a story about this kind of like rather bizarre family. They're more like from the turn of the last century, but living in modern time. And it's got the mother and the father who, just put their kids all the time in the corner. So the kids' thing is they want a new family. So they figure they're going to send their parents on a trip around the world, and they're going to go out and find, someone new to live with. You got a lot of great voices in this one, including Maya Rudolph, and also Ricky Gervais alone. He plays a cat who's the narrator of the film, and he makes the whole thing well worth it.
All right, let's take a look at a clip.
This is Tim, his sister named Jane.
Shh, our parents will hear you.
And twin brothers, both named Barnaby. They're creepy.
Thanks, Barnaby. You're welcome, Barnaby.
Why are we staring at this wall?
Because, Jane, we are Willoughbys.
Yeah, it seems like I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's a cartoon that kids will like just because of like the animation and the way the kids look in the film, but also it's got some distinct grown-up humor, not nothing bad, but just humor that adults will get.
Right.
So there you go. Check it out this weekend.
How many reels?
I'm giving it a 3 with a bullet, like that, because it's funny and it's quirky, and just of course with Ricky Gervais, he puts in his British humor that I personally like.
Right, I'm a fan of his as well. Next up, a new action flick starring Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth, talking about extraction. Who's getting extracted, or who's extracting what?
Well, what he is in this movie, he plays a black market mercenary, and he is hired by a drug lord to go to South America and retrieve his son who had been kidnapped. And yeah, it's just action from start to finish. And the funny part is Chris Hemsworth was interviewed the other day, and he said this was the most action he had ever done in a film. And like you mentioned about Thor, you're going, wait a minute, you did all this, but then it's like Thor was CG, so right. This was actually him doing all the stuff.
Oh, so what did you think about this? How many reels?
I give it a 4 only because a bunch of ladies who I know who watched it just enjoyed the fact there are times when he's not wearing a shirt or wearing a tight t-shirt and a vest. So it's like they're going, we're going to watch it again. So there you go.
So the first thing I thought of when you described this like mercenary being hired to find the son, I thought of the Jurassic Park sequel where William H. Macy and Julianne Moore trick a mercenary into going to get their kid or whatever.
Right.
It's not like we haven't been down this road before.
This road has been well traveled.
Yes. We're going to wrap up Earth Week with some environmental and nature documentaries people can watch, starting with Odd Planet on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a great series, Our Planet. I was watching it a long time ago, for the past year, and it's just beautifully shot, and it just goes to show, the different parts of our world. You can go from the jungles of Africa to the ice, up at the North Pole, and just all over the place. It's one of those series where it is good for both, mom, dad, the kids, grandma, everyone. They'll definitely enjoy it. Plus, they'll get to find out more about our beautiful world that we all call home.
The next 2 you have are from Disney, Nature. Let's start with the oceans.
That, title explains it. It's all about the oceans all around the world. And the thing is, after watching this, most of us have seen, like the Pacific Ocean or maybe the Atlantic Ocean, just flying over, and that's pretty much all we see. But what they do in this series is they take you so far down where you get to see it's its own world. It's stuff that most people have never seen and would never see except for a series like this. So it's beautiful, and it gets to show you, again, just everything that's going on deep in the water.
I just learned this week, courtesy of Reddit, that there's a place off the coast of Iceland where you can touch Europe and North America simultaneously.
Wow.
Underwater as a diver. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, man. Have to do a segment there. That'd be great.
Yeah, now next up we have another segment. What do we have here? Disney's Growing Up Wild.
Growing up, right? This is all about baby animals. You've got baby tigers, baby elephants, just how they all learn to grow after being born. And it's so neat because there are some where the mothers will take care of the kid for almost a year. Some just after a couple of weeks, boom, that's when the kid's on their own.
That's it. You got to get out. You got to start earning a living, earning your keep.
Right.
Finally, what is National Parks Adventure all about?
It takes you to all the national parks here in the U.S., places like Yellowstone, the Redwood Forest, and it shows this one guy who's an adventurer, and he's got his son and a young lady, and they just go all over the place. They check out everything, from mountains to valleys to the water as well. And this series is narrated by Robert Redford. I mean, I couldn't think of a more perfect person to do the narration than him, and he does a fabulous job. But again, it takes you all over the country, and once again, shows you the beauty of our country.
Excellent. Greg, I have a recommendation for you this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it before, but Strangers on a Train, the Hitchcock movie from 1951.
Someone else had mentioned that to me. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out for sure.
Great suspense. All right. Thanks, Greg. Good to see you.
Thank you, Jason. Take care.